Hi everyone. Today we will be talking about completing the square with hyperbolas. I'm going to walk you through an example, and so follow along, but I'll explain what I'm doing as I'm going along. So our goal is to convert the hyperbola equation 3x squared plus 4xy minus 2y squared minus 16x plus 8y plus 13 equals 0. We want to go from general form to standard form. So our goal here is standard form. And that's important to keep in mind because that is the form that's going to be most helpful to you when you are working with hyperbolas. So first, we are going to group the x terms and y terms together. So that will look like, use some color. We'll have the 3x squared. We will have the 4xy. We will have the 16x. And then for the y terms, we will have a negative 2y squared plus 8y. These are your x terms and your y terms. So first, we are going to complete the square for the x terms. So we're only going to deal with the x terms. And so, let me go back to blue. These are our x terms, 3x squared plus 4xy minus 16x. Let's first remove the 3. We want x squared to have a coefficient of 1. X squared plus 4 over 3xy minus 16 over 3x. Now that we've done that, we're going to complete the square for x by adding and subtracting 4 over 6 squared, which equals 16 over 9, inside the bracket. So that will look like perfect. And if you need to review completing the square, that'd be really helpful. I'm not walking through every single step, but it will be helpful for you to be able to do that. I'm going to move this little box, get my little green marker back. So now we're going to do the same thing for the y terms. We're obviously, again, only going to focus on the y terms, which are in green. So negative 2y squared plus 8y. First, we're going to remove the negative 2, because again, we want the y squared to have a positive 1 coefficient. Perfect. And then we are going to complete the square by adding and subtracting negative 4 over negative 4 squared, which equals 2 inside the bracket. And again, I'm not walking through all the steps, so I highly encourage you, if this is confusing to you, to review completing the square. That will help you a lot in just being able to convert equations. Cool. So now that we've done that, our next step is to combine the x and y terms. So for that, I'm going to go back to black. Oops, that is an extra parenthesis. That should not be there. There you go. All right, so now that we've combined the x and y terms, we want to move the constants to the other side. So that really is only the 13. So we're going to rewrite this entire thing. And we're only going to move the 13 to the other side. Perfect. Then we'll divide by constants if needed, which in this case we will. We want to get rid of this negative 13. We want it to be positive. So we'll divide the entire thing by negative 1. Remember, because of these parentheses, the only two signs that are changing are this one and this one. So again, it's pretty much a rewrite. So now we will have a -3 and a +2. Oops, actually having brackets would be helpful. Perfect. So now that we've done that, we can identify the center and we can find AB. So the center we know is HK, where H and K are the coefficients of X and Y respectively. In this case, that is going to be HK is equal to -2/3 and 2. Cool. And those numbers you can get from here, from this equation right here. This is going to be your important equation. And then to find A and B, you will take the square roots of values under the squared terms. So that means A is going to be square root of 16/9, which equals 4/3. And then B will equal the square root of 4, which is 2. So as a reminder, this right here is where we got the H term. This right here is where we got the K term. This right here is where we got the A term. And this right here is where we got the B term. So we can now plug these values into the standard form. It's going to get a little messy. And this is the equation in standard form. And that's how you do it.